Hi, everybody. Here we are filming from our house, trying to give you some information and some learning. We hope that you are well, and we really do miss you guys. We hope that we have some good lessons for you.
If you have grades from before spring break, something that you didn't do, your average was low, you're worried about it, don't worry about it. We cannot accept any late work. So all the stuff that's in teams that we've already entered in, we cannot change it. So even if you turn it in, there's nothing we can do with it. So don't work on anything from before spring break. We're not worried about the past. It is what it is. It doesn't matter if you were one of the kids with 106 average, there's two of them, or if you were one of the kids with the 6 average. It doesn't matter. All of that other stuff is gone. Yeah, it's in teams. It's going to stay there, but it doesn't mean anything. The fifth 6 weeks is, in Miss Stevens' words, a wash. Don't worry about it. Focus going forward, not looking back. So don't worry about the last weeks. Don't worry about makeup work. I cannot accept anything that you may do, so please don't work on any of that old stuff.
And as far as the new stuff is concerned, we have a couple of different assignments set up in Google Classroom. One of them is marked as required. And what required is this the minimum? Oh, sorry, minimum. This is the minimum that you need to complete in order to get the grade for this week. And what that consists of is we have a video about hard water. It's about 4 minutes long, and there's a quiz that goes along with it. And the quiz is actually marked with the timestamp so that you know exactly where it is in the video, so that you can answer the questions and go back to the video and get that information and put that in there. The other one is called Solutions and Vocabulary Quiz. There's a video. It's a little longer. It's about 15 minutes, but it's shot from here in our kitchen at our house, and we go over what all the different vocabulary terms are and what they mean. And then there's a quizzes quiz that is set up, and whenever you use it, make sure that you use your real name, not some goofy funny name. We need your actual name so that we can track it back to you and you can get the credit for it. And you can take it more than one time. You can take it multiple times, and so that way we can have that grade set up. And the last thing that's in that folder with that is a checkup on you. It's to see how are we doing as teachers, and to kind of see how things are going for you, and make sure that we're getting the information to you correct and at a level that you need with the amount of work that you need.
Okay, once you're done with that minimum folder, you have the option to go to the above and beyond folder. Again, this is completely optional. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're stressed, if that was enough work for you, you do not have to explain your reasoning. The above and beyond, we ask you a question on the wellness form, whether you did it or not, and that's just so that we know what kids are doing this. If nobody's doing it, we don't need to spend the time putting it together. If a lot of kids are doing it, we may need to try to do a better job, or maybe even put some more in there. So we need to know, just honest, we're not being nosy. This is up to you. The above and beyond section is for those of you that are saying, wow, I really wanted to learn chemistry. I'm going to college. I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to, something that's along the lines where you're thinking, I want this information. I still want to learn. So the minimum part, that gets you what you need to get that passed, to be done with it. But this above and beyond, it's between you and you. It's not something we're going to be nosy about or be concerned about whether you choose to do it or not. That is completely you and your dialogue, your family, whatever choices that you make. So there are 3 additional assignments in the above and beyond folder. The first assignment is the aqueous solutions. It's basically a paper that you read, and then it has a few questions to answer at the end. Some of the ones, especially about soluble and insoluble, are kind of hard to understand with just the paper. So be sure, if you have anything that you don't understand, that you go to that video that guides you through the paper. If you are one of the special ed students, that video has all of your accommodations on it. It has explanations of what's going on. It breaks it up into chunks. It reads it out loud to you. So everything that is in y'all's accommodations, and I did review those, and we tried to include as much as we can in that video. There's some things like sit next to teacher. Well, I can't do that. That is going to be a lot different with online learning. But those videos have your accommodations on there for for your special ed papers. So be sure you're looking at those videos. If you're lost, if you're not a special ed student but you're lost and you can't figure out, especially that soluble, insoluble, trying to figure out how to do that would be kind of hard to do without the video. So be sure you're watching that video to go with the paper. Whether you print it and fill it in, or whether you just look at it and think of the answers in your head, or you write the answers on a separate piece of paper, it doesn't matter. So whatever works for you, it's not for a grade. You're doing extra. So how you choose to do that is totally up to you, and it's not going to make any difference to us what you choose to do. I know some of you will print it and write it in. Some of you don't have a printer. Some of you will not write it. You'll just think it. And some of you won't even open that above and beyond section, and that's okay too. The next thing is a PhET simulation over Beer's Law. The video guides you through some how to use that simulator and kind of shows you the basics, and then from there be sure you take a little time to play on your own. You don't want to just do the basics and stop. There's a lot of value in learning from play. So just spending some time on that simulator saying, okay, what if I change this? What does it make this other thing do? Oh, what if I put this the same and change this other? There's a lot of value in seeing what happens when you make those changes. So be sure and spend some time with that PhET simulator to see what affects what and how this law works. The last thing is the claim evidence reasoning. This is more of a review. Go back and see what you have learned before, and it's just reinforcing the knowledge. It helps stick it in your brain if you see it again. So it's going to be similar to what you saw. In fact, it's a similar picture from that Aqueous Solutions, but you're reviewing it, you're bringing your brain through the process of thinking about, okay, what's happening when this water interacts with this salt? How do these move around? It really ties into that. It ties into the vocabulary, so it makes you think about things again. This is really good for learning, for developing your brain, for keeping it in your brain long term. Okay, once you're done with those 3 assignments, don't forget to go back to the minimum folder and fill in that wellness form. That wellness form will be really important for us to know what to do next week.
If you're like me in the beginning, whenever we were looking at all this, especially all these assignments and all these changes that are going on in your class, I felt a lot like my high-pitched little boy.
But now that we've had time to actually work through what we're doing, we've gotten some training from Lubbock ISD, we've figured it out, we've worked through it. Some of it's been more challenging, some of it less. It felt really good to work. It was good having a purpose each day, having things we needed to get taken care of. So it was really rewarding for me, just having things to do, getting work done each day. And now that we've figured it out and I've actually got stuff on Google Classroom in what is hopefully an organized way and that's not confusing to you, I feel a lot more like our low-pitched little girl.
I told him!
Hopefully the stuff that we come up with and that we assign is interesting, if not fun, and that it'll kind of help you understand a little bit more about chemistry and solubility.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, there's a place for that on the wellness form. You can also just straight send an email. You don't have to use the form again. Just fill that form out once. Anything, let us know. We want you to feel safe, comfortable. You are the most important thing, not the chemistry work. Whatever's going on, if you can't get it done, you've just got to communicate that with us. We're not nosy. You don't have to give some big explanation. You just need to let us know, hey, I'm not going to get this done, but I wanted to let you know I'm not. That's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it.
Yeah, just give us a heads up. Let us know. We want to stay in touch with you. We want to keep in contact with you. So be sure and fill out that wellness form.
We want to know that you're okay. We want to know that if everything's not okay, Coronado has a lot of resources. And if you need to be in touch with some of those resources, we can help you do that. You've just got to let us know. We have no idea of knowing who is having a really hard time and needs help, or who just, is saying, I just don't want to do the work. I've got too much on my plate. I'm fine, but I don't need to do the work. If you fall into that I need help category, let us know. There's lots and lots and lots of resources. There's lots of people that want to help you. Let us know. We'll get it started.
Bye, guys.
Have a great week. Oh, we don't plan to post anything until next week. This should be the only thing. I've put some simple stuff like the Coronado dress-up days. If some other things come up like that, then I'll put that on there too. But as far as I know, we're not going to post anything else. What's on Google Classroom right now should be all that's on there. So if you don't come back to, once you've done these assignments, the minimum assignments, if you don't come back to Google Classroom until Monday of next week, that's fine. We won't have anything new for you to do, anything that's required until then. So this is all of the assignments for this week. We will post new assignments towards the end of next week, but those will be to be done during next week. So have a great week. Let us know anything we need to know. Okay, and stay in contact.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.